Hey, what's up everyone? Danny Lina back with another review video. Today we are checking out this really cool open ear headset right here. This is the OW20B. There's also an OW20, but the B comes with a boom microphone, and you're actually getting to hear the entire review recorded through the boom microphone that has AI noise canceling. Now, they did send me this headset for free to do a review, but my reviews are 100% honest. If it's not honest, it's not an actual review. So these are my thoughts, my opinions, my feelings, and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and move the boom mic position to see if it changes the way the microphone sounds. It's a little bit higher than my mouth. Let's go ahead and move it down slightly. That's probably about where you want to keep it, somewhere where I just had it or somewhere like this. Now, if you happen to move it down this way, it's probably not going to sound as good. If you move it up this way, it's probably not going to sound as good. So you kind of want to have it right around here, somewhere where it's kind of even with the corner of your mouth, or maybe just a little bit above. It shouldn't make too much of a difference. Just don't put it up too much higher than that, or it's probably going to start sounding like too bassy. Now, at the very end of this review, I am going to go ahead and switch over to a regular microphone just so you can see how my voice sounds on a regular microphone compared to how it sounds on this AI canceling. But the rest of the review until the very end is going to be recorded on this microphone because I'm sure you want to get to hear what this thing sounds like. Now, when it comes to comfort, I think it's a very comfortable unit. You just kind of take this thing and just kind of like throw it on right there. It just kind of rests right on the back of your neck. It does take a couple of days to get used to this. It just kind of sets right on your ears there, but overall it's very comfortable. Now, before we start talking about features and specs and stuff like that, I just want to talk about my opinions on this. So first off, it's got a really long battery. I mean, I guess this is kind of a spec, but I get about 3 days of heavy use out of this thing before I have to charge it. So I love the battery life. That is a huge plus. The battery life is very, very good. Next, when it comes to these open ear headphones where they don't actually make a seal around your ear like a set of earbuds or a regular set of headphones, but this is probably the best sounding set of open ear earbuds or earphones or headsets or whatever the heck you want to call it that I've ever heard so far. This thing sounds really good for music. It sounds really good for calls. Again, you kind of have to remember that it is an open air set and not a regular set, so it's not going to sound like a regular set of headphones, but for what it is, it sounds great for music. I can hear all the cymbals. I mean, it's got plenty of high end. I think it does kind of focus on some of those mid range frequencies, though, so it makes a voice easier to understand. So I believe the way they tuned this was to make voices and music and everything easier to understand because of course, when you're not getting a seal here, you're able to hear everything in the room, everything around you. Like if you're outside and there's a bunch of loud traffic, you're walking down the street or something, you can hear everything very clearly with the way they EQ'd these. Now, the first couple of days, these headphones kind of didn't have a lot of high end. It was all low, mid, bassy frequencies. But one thing is, a speaker vibrates to produce sound. So when you get a brand new speaker, brand new set of headphones, brand new anything like that, it's normally kind of stiff and it doesn't vibrate freely yet. So after several hours or a couple of days of playing something constantly, that loosens up a little bit and those speakers are able to really vibrate freely and better. And then your headsets and your speakers start to sound better. And I did notice after about maybe 10, 12 hours of playing music on this, it really started to open up and sound a lot better. Now, when I listen to music, it sounds great. When I'm on Discord or Zoom or some sort of call or even just phone calls, it sounds great. I mean, I'm really, really happy with this. I mean, you're not going to get like pro audio quality, audiophile quality music out of this, but man, for this type of headset, for an open air headset, it actually sounds really good to me. I like the tone. I'm not trying to knock this thing. If it sounds like I'm trying to knock it, I'm not. But this type of headset's never going to sound like a normal set of headphones where they cover your ears or a set of earbuds that actually go inside your ears and make a seal. This kind of headset just doesn't do that. But for this type of headset, it is the best one I've heard so far. If I'm listening to music and there's a bass guitar playing, I can pick out the bass guitar. I can pick out all the cymbal hits. I can pick out the vocals, the guitar. You're not really getting any sub bass, so you're not going to get what sounds like a subwoofer, but there is a nice amount of bass for like, the lower mid-range frequencies of bass. And they say this is tuned to make everything nice and clear so you can hear voices. And like I was saying a minute ago, I totally agree with that. Now, the one thing I don't like, but I do like at the same time, is it has magnetic charging. So you got this little teeny magnetic charging cable, if I can get this thing to focus on it. And my only issue is if you were to lose this, I'm not sure how you're going to get another cable to replace it. So don't lose this. It just snaps right onto the back with a magnet and charges it, which is great because this thing has a really high waterproofing or water resistance rating of like an IP. What is it? IP. Let me find where'd it go? I lost it. IP6 or something like that. Holy crap, Oli. 1 second. I'll be right back once I find that. It has a water resistance rating of IPX6, which is a pretty high. That means you can go out and run with this thing in the rain. Now, this headset does sell for around $150 at the time that I'm making this recording. And honestly, if you're looking for this type of headset, it's probably kind of worth it. Probably kind of worth it. Maybe, sorta, definitely. I like it. I would probably pay the money for it because the battery lasts 3 days. The overall audio quality is good. It's very comfortable. It's got a boom microphone that actually sounds pretty nice and makes your voice sound very clear with all the noise canceling. So if you got a bunch of background noise and stuff like that, no one's ever going to know it's there. I mean, this microphone does a really, really good job at canceling out background noise. Now, when it comes to these open air headsets, this is the kind of thing I would wear to the gym. I would wear to work. I would wear it outside if I'm out in traffic, taking a walk, out on a bicycle, anything where there's going to be a bunch of noise and I want to be able to hear everything that's in the background. This is the type of headset I would grab. Now, this does have a mute button directly on the headset. You just kind of push that, and you're probably not able to hear me anymore. So I don't know if you're able to hear the little voice coming through this. Probably not, but it says mute on and mute off every time you push that little button to mute you. So there's just a button you click right there, and you will be muted. Now, it does say it has a 15-hour battery life, but I'm pretty sure I got more than 15 hours. The first day I used this, I put it on first thing in the morning. Like, I charged it up, I pulled it off the charger in the morning, I turned it on, and I left it on all day. I mean, I probably had these on for a good 12 to 18 hours that day. I mean, not all the 12 or 18 hours was I talking into it or listening to something, but I would say at least a good 8 to 10 of those hours I was. The next day, I ran it very heavily for most of the day. And day number 3, I used it a little bit here and there, and then I had to recharge it. So I got almost 3 days of really heavy use out of this thing. I should say 2 days of extremely heavy use, 1 day of normal use out of it. Now, the headset itself is made out of very nice, flexible material. I guess I'll record a little B-roll clip where I take it off and start flexing it around, and you're probably seeing that right now. I'm very happy with the way voices and music sound with this. I'm a very picky music listener. I mean, if I want to really, really, really listen to music critically, this probably wouldn't be my first choice for a set of headphones. But if I'm out and about, I'm out walking around, I'm at a job, the music sounds great for what it is. For what it is, the music sounds great. I don't know if you're gonna like the tone or the way they've tuned it yourself, but I personally do. I was very surprised. I mean, the only thing I can really think of that might be a negative with this is the fact that, like I said, do not lose this USB cable that it comes with, because if you lose it, I'm not sure if you're ever going to be able to get another one. You might be able to contact them and be like, hey, I need a new USB cable, but I really wish it would have just been a USB-C cable. I think they used this magnetic one to make it a little more waterproof or water resistant. So it does make sense as to why they did this. But personally, I would much rather just have a USB-C cable. That way I don't have to have a very special cable. That's really my only complaint about this thing, to tell you the truth. Now, another interesting thing I've noticed is you can position this differently on your ears to get the music to sound a little bit different. If you put it right in your ear canal there, basically right in your ear canal, it'll sound a little more bassy. You can move it up just a little teeny bit, and on my ears at least, it stays put in a few different positions. And now I can get a little more like high-end sound out of it. I can move it forward just a little bit. I can move it backwards just a little bit, or I can just set it right down there where I get the full sound out of it. So it's pretty interesting how you can position this to change the way it sounds a little bit, which is kind of cool. So you can kind of use that like your own little EQ. Alright, so we're going to switch over to a different microphone. This way you can hear what a regular microphone sounds like on my voice. Remember, this one does not have noise canceling to where the headset microphone does. Noise canceling microphones do sound different. Those get rid of all the background noise to where this will not. So anyways, my final thoughts are I think it's a very nice headset. It is a little bit pricey. I mean, you can get a lot of different types of headsets for around that price, but this one's a little bit different. It's open air. If you're looking for a really high quality open air headset with a boom microphone, I think this is something to look at. Again, for an open air headset, I personally think that the music quality and audio quality sounds really good. The built-in microphone sounds pretty decent. It does a great job at getting rid of any background noise. I think they did a really good overall job with it. Like I said, my only complaint is the charging cable is not a USB-C like everything else. That is seriously my only complaint. I think this is a great unit if you're looking to spend around 150 bucks. I truly feel that if this thing is in your budget, it is definitely something to consider if you like the open ear headphones. Not everybody likes the open ear design, but if you do, it's pretty darn good. It's very high quality material. It's built very well. It's got a long battery life. Music sounds nice. Voices sound nice. I think it does everything well, and it's overall pretty comfortable to me. And just in case you're interested in picking up one of these, I will put an Amazon link in the video's description and the pinned comment. I'll also put a link to their website and a couple of other things you might want to check out down there in the description. And yeah, I think that's going to wrap this video up. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will catch you next time. Lightning out. See ya. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.